Hello there everyone, this is Seb and welcome to another vlog thingy. This week, on time again! Awesome! Yeah, it didn't work out last week, but I do want to keep these on the Tuesdays as much as possible. So yeah, do shout at me if it doesn't happen. Anyway guys, I hope everyone's doing fine, let me know. And yeah, for me, the weekend was pretty awesome. On Saturday we had a very exhilarating competition day. It was very cool. I play the sports of goalball, as many of you know, and on these competition days, basically in the Netherlands, it's like a central competition. So we go to the same spot every time, you play a couple of matches, and you go home either crying or being very excited from one matches. Overall, I was very excited. First match was up against the Belgians, and well, they are kind of a league above us, I'm sad to say. So they kind of slaughtered us. It also doesn't help that of our 4 players, one has to drop out this season because of medical issues, which is a real shame because he was really getting really good. But don't tell him I said that. No, but it's a real shame that he had to drop out because yeah, we were doing well, and because of his help we actually did win once from the Belgians this season, so that was kind of awesome. But this time they put on their A-team, I don't know why, but there was a bit overkill for pretty much all the teams, and yeah, as well as us. At least we didn't get the mercy kill, which basically happens when there's a 10 points difference, then you get the mercy call and it's the end of the match. Second match, it was kind of reversed. We slaughtered the other team pretty much, which was cool. They also had some medical issues, so you know, that was not cool, but yeah, so a win is a win, so that's always good. And then the third match, and this was really interesting because for the third match, our another player of our team, and we only have a team of 4, had to leave. So that leaves only 2 for a game where your team has to consist of 3 players. So on the final match, I was just with my teammate Kevin, and yeah, we had to pull up with a full match, and like I had told him before, and he just didn't believe me. He kept telling me, "Seth, you're joking, right? Because you have someone up your sleeve, right?" No, I'm sorry, I don't have anyone. There's no one left. Our other team is playing as well, so they can't substitute. So nope, it's just us 2. And he's like, no, you're joking. I'm just gonna keep out and hoping that you're joking. And we stood there on the field, and he was like, "You were serious?" "Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, we need to do this with." "I can't do this, man. I can't do this. I will get tired." "Yeah, I know. Same here, man." And seriously, I haven't been so tired from a single match in so long. Oh man. I was panting, I was sweating, because when there's only 2 players, you really have to be more dynamic and move more on the field and just throw the ball more, and it's very exhausting, and oh man, did I feel it. We ended up actually winning though, which was very surprising. It's not like it was a secure win, because it was just barely a win and it didn't mean much, but it was awesome all the same. Kind of feel bad for the other team because they hadn't won anything this far, and they were doing really well, beating our asses in the first half, but we kind of pulled through, and yeah, it was cool to do that, and that just made me think like, wow, this is kind of like a hard mode, you know, because what happened was, like, normally I have this state of mind where I can go into matches and just go, whatever. I don't care for winning and losing, but add an extra bit of challenge and excitement, and all of a sudden you just get this extra motivation to just go for it and pull through, and all of a sudden you get cheered on for being the underdog because you're only with 2, and like you know, some teams, they have only 2 players, they say screw this, we're not playing, and you know, at least we did play, and we actually pulled through. But really, my compared to like most matches, my skills were much refined in that particular match, except at the end because I was kind of dead. We both were. But we kind of complemented each other as well, because Kevin, he's really strong, and I'm more of a tactical player. But none of us, like even our third player, none of us has very good endurance. So you know that really breaks us up. But yeah, it just made me wonder, like this you can also apply this to games, you know, when you play on a hard difficulty setting, and it just kind of is an interesting topic, I thought. Like normally what I typically do is play a game on normal and just play it how it's normally intended to be played, and then perhaps on a future playthrough I will bump up the difficulty to make it more interesting again, and that does help sometimes. But I know there's also a lot of people who start out on the hardest difficulty right away just to make it challenging for them. Now, I'm not the best player out there, so really when I tend to do that with a lot of games, it becomes too hard. But it is true, like when there is like a particularly difficult section in a game and you just want to complete it, it can be frustrating, but it can also really heighten your senses as it were, and just give you like this edge where you get in the zone as it were, and just perform better than you would normally do on an easier difficulty. It's kind of interesting how that happens, and I'm kind of curious how you guys deal with this. Like, do you start on normal difficulty? Do you bump it up all the way, or do you just go for the casual play and go for easy? Which I must admit, I sometimes have done this as well, especially for very story-heavy games, which I just want to experience, and I just don't really feel like spending a lot of time on the actual gameplay. Then I would dump down the difficulty. But yeah, I've also had times where that just makes me very uninterested in the game overall. So yeah, I do enjoy a nice bit of fair challenge in a game. That being said, I do not like games that artificially enhance the difficulty. Like you got normal mode and then you got hard mode, where just the enemies have twice the health and do twice as much damage. And I think those difficulty increases are just very lazy, and I love the games that put a bit more thought in it and just play around with enemy patterns, like give the enemies actually new attacks or enhance their artificial intelligence, for example. Those kind of increases I really enjoy. That is where you really get challenged in different ways and actually increase the challenge in a fair way. Where just, you know, whack at them longer and before they die, that's just so artificial, and it doesn't really make it more difficult, just makes it more tedious, and a lot of games unfortunately do that. And I also kind of like the idea of harder difficulty settings giving you more rewards, like in RPGs giving you more experience. Although those can be very hard systems, can't they? Because in a way you kind of balance things out a bit, because you get more, like a lot of games, they give you more money, for example, to buy upgrades, and then you are more powerful, making it more easy again. So, you know, it's very hard. What I don't tend to like is where there's a difficulty gate on content, like contract games, for example, are really notorious for that. I mean, on normal they are hard enough as it is, and then you get to the end and they're right, yeah, but you know, you didn't see it all. For that you don't need to be a pussy, and you need to actually play it on hard. And then there's games who even go beyond that, and you play through hard and they go, yeah, but hard is just, you know, kinda half pussy. Go for extreme, and then you see the real awesome super duper ending. I'm like, no. I just want to play it on my own pace and just see what the game has to offer. Because, you know, I can't play a Contra game on hard or very hard. That's just insane. I'm not that good. And typically I do not want to put in the training time to actually get that good. But But I am fine with like the practice modes, like for example in Castle of Illusion, where there is like a practice mode where you get like a sort of demo reel of the different levels you can easily go through. That kind of thing I really enjoy, and I think that adds something and also makes the games more accessible for players who have less experience but still get a good chunk of the game. But really go through normal mode and then get a slap in the face for, you know what, there's no more levels but you weren't good enough to get those, so screw you. I don't like that. Also, something I really don't like is where games reward the best play. I know like this really awesome game, it's called Red Star. It's a really cool game, but they have this upgrade system where if you do well, you get a lot of upgrade points. If you do poorly, you get very few means of upgrading your character. So what happens is the further you go, the harder it gets if you don't perform that well. And it just gets harder and harder to perform well because you get underpowered, and man, that is just so frustrating because you are basically forcing a player to really perform really well in order for them to upgrade properly to keep up with the actual difficulty increase of the game. Man, but yeah, there's quite a different ways of doing that, but yeah, sometimes I do enjoy me some hard modes, and especially on second playthroughs, or where there is just a very good incentive to play on a hard difficulty for some actual more rewards and stuff. But yeah, I'm just curious how you guys handle difficulty settings. What is your typical way of handling them? Will you play on normal? Will you go for the easy route? Or will you bump it up all the way and just be a badass and show everyone how good you are? Or do you play it multiple times? Right after playing through normal mode, you go back in again on a harder difficulty. I'm just curious. And what do you think makes for an actual good hard mode compared to an actual poor hard mode? Like what I said in my example, like the increase in enemy health. Is that good or is that bad? What do you prefer in hard challenges in games? Do let me know. I'm just curious to hear your responses to that. And I just figured, you know, this global match for me, it felt really like a hard mode, because normally this team, we can pound them pretty good as well. We are, I can still say, luckily the best of the Netherlands, and this season at least. Just not the Belgians, because they kick our ass, but yeah. This just where one player drops out and you are left with only two, it's kind of like the hard mode, and it's quite exhilarating to just go for that and just play through an extra challenge, and that makes it very much exciting. And yeah, so we don't win as strongly with 14 to 13, which is a ridiculous score, but it was very exciting and awesome nonetheless. And yeah. Just figured I would couple that to video games, because yeah, that's our kind of relation there. Anyway guys, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about difficulty settings. And that's basically it for my vlog thingy here. Coming up soon is the actual announcement of my voice acting thingy, which I actually have made, so you know, it's up in a couple of days. And this week I will probably do another Let's Check video. Not sure what game yet, we'll see. And yeah, that's about it for now. So, hope you've enjoyed this video guys. Thank you very much for watching once again. And until next time, take care. Bye bye for now.